Welcome to the NBA 2K16 Road to the Finals Championship. We are here live in the City of Angels, Los Angeles. I'm joined by gameplay producer Scott O'Gallagher. How you doing, Scott?
Man, this is awesome. This is the event. We are here in the land of the 16-time world champion Los Angeles Lakers.
And how sweet that sounds. And we're also joined by the illustrious Ronnie 2K. Ronnie, how's it going, my man?
What's going on, fans? What's going on, Chris? This is going to be a fun event. A lot of people are here. The stars have come out for the Road to the Finals Championship event. We're really excited.
Now, of course, if you haven't been following, here's the breakdown on how we got here today. We had qualifying events since February to get teams in, Pro-Am, creating your own logo, your own jersey, your own court. It's truly customizable to how teams want to build and play as themselves. They've built up their My Players. They've competed. They made a 16-man tournament on each console. The Xbox One side, the PlayStation 4 side. They've competed. They've all come down to two teams that are going to meet for $250,000 and then turn around and go to Game 1 of the NBA Finals tomorrow in Golden State. Just a little bit on the line, gentlemen.
This is it. This is it. They've come down. We got 32 teams, and now these two are finally here to battle it out. We got two contrasting styles of play, so it should be interesting, Chris, to see how this really pans out.
2 million games were played in this tournament over the course of the event. 100,000 teams played, and we are finally down to the final two. I mean, and the stakes, $250,000. That's a lot. That's a lot of coin. So it's going to be very excited to have the finals wrap up tonight.
Absolutely.
Now, it's one thing when you play in your own comfort zone, in your bubble. You're at home, you're on your couch, you're feeling confident, feeling good. Ronnie, what are the nerves like for these two teams, GFG and the Drukerbachers?
I mean, they were trying to get their pregame meals in. They couldn't even eat. They were trying to figure out what they could do to get it together. So it was they must be very nervous. I mean, all the stakes. So it's gonna be one of those things where they're frisky in the back. So very exciting.
Very exciting indeed. Now we do have two teams. Scott O'Gallagher, you've been following this all along, covering it on 2K TV. So we are going to now look at your keys to victory, OG. What can you tell us about these two teams?
Well, the first thing, Chris, when we start with GFG, it's all about pace and space. They have to continue to force the tempo of the Drukerbachers. The Drukerbachers really want to try to slow it down, go 3 out, 2 in. GFG, get up in the passing lanes, really get them playing fast. After that, it's really doing what I just mentioned above. It's defense wins championships. If they want to walk away with $250,000, they really got to hone in on the defensive end. And to complete that, it's all about one and done. A shot goes up, it's got to be one shot. They're going to have a significant size disadvantage on the glass. The Drukerbachers are tough, one and done, and continue on.
And then at the other side, we have, of course, the Drukerbachers, the PS4 winners. What can you tell us about this team?
The Drukerbachers, this whole tournament has really honed in on their size. So it's got to be nothing but barbecue chicken, as our boy Shaq says. Play inside out. You got to play inside out. Dump it in. Limit this game anywhere to 8 to 12 points per quarter for GFG. Muddy the game, similar to a football game. Just pound it on 3rd and 1 and continue it on. The next thing is run them off the line. You got to run the GFG off the line. They're averaging 18 three-point attempts per game, and they're shooting at roughly a 50% clip. Got to keep them off the three. Going to be huge. And then as we are here, I know Ronnie's not a huge Laker fan. We're talking 16 big ones. The great Pat Riley once said, no rebounds, no rings. They're, again, size disadvantage. They got to capitalize on the glass. One and done as well.
Scott, you were saying that the two teams are so contrasting in style, and you can see one team likes to play outside, one team likes to play inside. What are your kind of thoughts on that back and forth?
It's really, the man, the Mamba says, it's all going to be about execution. Can they do what they do? That's the thing. If they're going to play 3 out, 2 in, milk that clock and dump it in. You're going to see GFG come out here probably in a 2-3 extended zone, really try to get the Drukerbachers to play faster. And that's really going to be it. Who's going to, be successful in those playing styles?
And to that point, you have two teams that are built very differently. Of course, the decision is in the player's hands. How do you build out your My Player? Do you go big? Do you go small? One team, the Druckerbachers, has
Yes,
two dominant
yes.
bigs that were absolutely impressive throughout our 16-team tournament. The other, GFG, a little bit of a smaller lineup with one dominant big in the middle. How does that contrasting play style and team makeup, how is that going to affect this game here tonight?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. How is iStyles going to match up with iCompete? iStyles is the point guard of the Druckerbachers. He's averaging about 5 points per game. He's dropping 6 dimes and only 1 turnover. You got iCompete, who's just 16.7 points per game, and he's shooting at a 56% rate. That initial point guard battle is going to be tough.
Unbelievable. And of course, we are here live in the city of Angels, Los Angeles, California, where these two teams are going to take front and center stage with the entire world watching right here at the Road to the Finals Championship. And speaking of the Road to Finals Championship, Ronnie, we have a ton of people attending an audience. What is this crowd looking like right now?
All the stars came out for this thing. I mean, we have NBA stars, we have a WWE wrestler here, we have a bunch of celebs. It's really the stars, LA. It's the scene. Everybody wanted to be here, and we are finally at the championship event. But all this great talent came out. I mean, it's going to make for an exciting time.
Yes, and of course, the one thing you have to ask yourself is the nerves. Are they there? Are the nerves going to set in on either of these teams, Scott? Ronnie, what do you guys think?
Can I say one thing about that?
Yes.
They're all like low 20s. I mean, these guys, a lot of them haven't ever left their town. I mean, this is a new experience. A lot of one team hadn't even met in person, so it's been an adjustment over these 24 hours to get these guys together. And they're nervous. They got to be nervous. What do you think, Scott?
That's the thing. I don't know. In my playing career, I played in front of 15,000 fans. Played in a tournament nothing like at this magnitude, but the nerves are going to be just as high. Believe it or not, we are in the virtual world, yes, but the nerves, guys are going to be going through many shirts. They got family watching the streams back home. This is going to be exciting.
Absolutely.
All the eyeballs.
All the eyeballs.
Absolutely. And as you can see right here, here's a shot of GFG, the competitors that will take one side, and of course, the Xbox One champions on that side of the bracket.
Yes, Chris, GFG was talking to me prior to the game, and they are really going to hone in to what we talked about here, is that they're really going to try to force that tempo. They're confident. They've been scouting the 2K Streamcast. Shout out to everybody on the development team that made this happen.
Absolutely.
Amazing tool. They've been in the lab constantly, really trying to scout their opponents.
And speaking of that, they smell blood in the water. I've talked to them. They're ready. They're focused. They know what they need to do. They've been scouting. They've been using Streamcast. They've been studying up. They have game plans set. How important is that preparation?
It's going to be big. It's going to be big. You know, if I was them, I would have drive charts. I would have shot charts. You got to know your guy, and even in the virtual world, inside and out. You really got to study him. You got to know the tendencies. Where does he like to do? You know, could take a look at his player. Why isn't he shooting the 3? The Druckerbachers only attempting 6 threes a game. 6 threes compared to 18. Why is that? Short closeouts are going to be big for GFG
but
tonight.
do they need any more motivation with the money on the line? Do they need any more motivation?
No, it's all about
It's
winners
all about
win,
the
Ronnie.
Yes.
It's all about the W. You know the rule.
But you need to be prepared, and prepared they are. Here is the shot of the Druckerbachers, the PS4 champions, who will be on the other side of GFG competing for that $250,000 prize. And of course, a trip to the NBA Finals. There is a lot at stake here in this game tonight.
Not only that, there's bragging rights.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't go home. We just saw, the good old Scott Pollard out here rocking that Boston Celtic championship ring. So, hey, these guys are playing for a lot more than just the 250. There's a lot of pride on the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to call yourself the best. We've never had that measuring stick. We've never had a competition like this, and now these guys are going to become mini 2K celebrities overnight, right?
Sure.
Like these 5 guys will be known across the 2K community, and it's very exciting. Their lives are about to change.
That's a great point, Ronnie. And it doesn't matter what you play, whether you're in the virtual world, whether you're in Little League, football, you can call yourself a champion. There is something to be said about that.
And this, of course, is just phase 1 in our esports plans for the NBA 2K franchise. And we thank you guys, the fans, for tuning in, watching, supporting. Phase 1, Road to the Finals, $250,000 on the line. Absolutely amazing.
Here we go. Here we go. Chris, are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Ronnie, are you excited?
I am thrilled. It's been
right.
a lot. It's been a lot of work for the guys that are obviously playing. The dev team you mentioned. Everybody's put a lot of work into this, and we're here. The day is finally here.
Yes. Quick question for you guys as we sit here. something that our viewers need to check in and pay attention to. GFG comes into this final with an average point differential of 19.2. The Druckerbockers, 4. They come out in squeakers, but arguably the Druckerbockers had the tougher road to the championship.
The Druckerbockers had 3 games where they were down double digits in that elimination tournament, and they came all the way back.
Right.
So I fully expect that same sort of outcome today. I think that there's going to be a little bit of a comeback. I think they're going to be a little bit skittish, all the lights, all the eyeballs on them. But I think eventually they'll settle in.
I agree. And Chris, right now, like we've talked about and we see in the real life NBA, this is the contrasting styles. We have the analytics ball that it feels like GFG is trying to play. That Daryl Morey, hey, let's get up and let's get as many threes, shooting roughly a 3-pointer a minute. That's what we're 5-minute quarters.
That's more than the Warriors, Scott OG.
There you go. They're getting them up. That's what it's all about. That's why the first thing, pace and space.
And of course, the Druckerbockers, the 2 bigs, won them a game in the finals that came down to 1 possession, and the 2 bigs working side by side. A backdoor cut, pass by the one in the post, get the score, win the game at the buzzer. How important is it for size in this matchup? Because one thing that GFG does not have is size. That's the Druckerbockers' strength. They're the Cinderella story. How are they here today?
GFG is, the Druckerbockers have really, like we mentioned in the pregame with the tips, the victory tips, is that they're really dominating the glass. So they were plus 10 in one of these games in the tournament on the glass. That's huge. You're talking 5-minute quarters. That's big. You got to take advantage of the glass, pound them inside, play inside out, play patient basketball. Patience.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, we're going to show you guys the stage right now. This is the setting for the NBA 2K16 Road to the Finals. $250,000. We have the PS4 side winner sitting on one side. We got the PS4 side. On the left, on the right, we have the GFG team, the Xbox One winners on the left. They are playing on a custom build with their My Players imported in there, all their settings imported, all their badges. This is a special custom build for tonight, and these are the chairs of destiny. These are the chairs of legacy.
Yes.
This is the night to prove you are the best in the world at 2K Pro-Am. Unbelievable.
This is what an event, man. Look at you got the lights. This is what that you hear the players of yesterday talking about the stuff on the jerseys. We got the finals logo on the seats. You got the LED lights underneath the screen. You got a full capacity crowd here. Maybe some of these guys haven't even played in front of a crowd of anything like this before. So
it's a great point.
This is, hey, we got to get you, and they're facing them. This is amazing. What a job that everybody in the 2K community and this whole department has done. Outstanding job.
They're going to be looking out at the crowd, and the crowd will be looking right back at them. It's going to be very nerve-wracking at the beginning, but I think it's going to make for a very exciting end of game, and hopefully, we'll have some amazing action that comes down to the wire.
So, final thoughts. Who do you have? GFG versus the Druckerbockers. Ronnie.
I think the Druckerbockers are going to mount a late comeback. I know a lot of the community is thinking that GFG is going to pull it off, but Scott, what do you think?
Real fast, Scott.
I think it all comes down to the point guard play. Before I really give you that prediction, it's I Styles versus I Compete. Who's going to make the difference? Who's going to be the real floor general out there and dictate tempo? That's what the great point guards really do.
It's slowing the game down. It's controlling the rebounds versus speeding the game up and making you run up and down and fatiguing the other team. It's 2 contrasting styles that are going to be clashing here tonight at the NBA 2K16.
Absolutely. Times are going to be another thing. We say on 2K TV and Winning Tips, it's about that one voice. Who's controlling that, and who's that real leader, that real floor general?
Chris, you didn't have a prediction. You got to do the tiebreaker.
No, I said the Druckerbockers because of size, and I believe if you slow this game down, you play it the right way. And one thing that's been a constant in this entire tournament has been the defense of these teams. So as you see this crowd settle in to watch this final matchup for so much on the line, I'm going to have to say, I don't know who I have to win this game. I'm sitting on the fence because something's going to give. You're going to have a fast-paced team use their speed to their advantage. The other side is going to slow it down, grab every rebound, have every second chance point, get the ball out on transition offense. What is it going to come down to? I don't know. This is going to be a really interesting matchup. These teams are so different in their makeup and their DNA.
Yes.
One team has been playing since, I believe, 2K7. for almost
Yeah.
Yep.
10 years.
Yep.
This team's been playing together. The other, they just met for the first time yesterday in Los Angeles.
One thing to note too is take note of the turnovers. You know, obviously that's easier, easy to say, but the Druckerbacher's turn it over at roughly 9 a game, where GFG has turned their opponents over through the 4 games in this tournament of 12 TOs. Think about that. Huge.
That's
Can't
gonna play a
turn the
big
ball
difference.
over. Got to at least get shot attempts up, take advantage of your size on the offensive glass.
Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think that this advanced scouting, the fact that we have 2K Streamcast, do you think that plays into their advantage or their disadvantage? Because I think that there might be some change of style. I mean, you obviously you use what got you here, right? But I think that there might be a little transition. I think they might have accommodated having known that they were getting scouted over 2K Streamcast.
Well, that's the thing with these teams. They probably come in. I don't know if they essentially have a playbook. It seemed like GFG did throughout early in the tournament.
Yep.
Stuck, they played man-to-man and then went to that 2-3 and really caused problems with that extended 2-3
Yep.
zone. So it's who's going to be able to adapt. Does the Druckerbachers, can they defeat the zone? Can they defeat
That's
the
a big
zone?
question.
That's the thing is, one of those big guys, 2-3, is going to have to get right at the
Yep.
free throw line and knock down that 15-footer and get them out. Who can get them out of that zone? That's the question.
And that's the one thing that they've been down on this entire tournament. They've been down nearly every single coming back
Yes.
from double time and time again to win the game. So it's really going to be interesting to see what is here. It's 2 different contrasting styles. It's going to be one great game, and it's all for $250,000
250
and a
big
trip to
ones.
the NBA Finals. How about that, Ronnie? A little bit. You're going to be nervous tonight, and you're going to be at Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Warriors versus the Cavs tomorrow night.
Think about that. Tomorrow night, you turn around, you
Yep.
celebrate tonight. I'm sure these guys are going to go ham.
Yep.
And then, tomorrow night, they're going to be right up in Oakland.
Unbelievable. Let's check out the story of how these 2 teams got here right now. This is the beginning of the road. From the moment you face scanned yourself, you began your NBA 2K16 legacy. And yet, one final chapter remains. The dream to be called a champion. With 2K Pro-Am, fully customized logos, jerseys, and courts, 5 My Players band together. Together, qualifying ahead of over 100,000 other teams. With over 2.3 million games and nearly 700,000 hours played, they emerged on top of the 16-team tournament to arrive in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, where 2 teams step into the limelight of competition. This is your time, your story, your moment. This is the end of the road. GFG, Druckerbachers, $250,000 on the line. This is the NBA 2K16 Road to the Finals Championship. Welcome to the City of Angels, Los Angeles for the NBA 2K16 Road to the Finals Championship. I'm going to have the privilege to introduce to you tonight's host, 3-time World NBA Champion, Rick Fox.
Thank you, welcome. Welcome, as you heard, to the road to the finals. We're here for the NBA 2K16 Showdown. A road taking over 2 million plus games played between 100,000 teams, and it brings it down to tonight with 2 remaining teams. And they're here in the building, and they're going to be battling for $250,000. So one of those teams get to go home, $250,000. But before we get there, I got a couple people here in the house we must pay our respects to. We must stop and celebrate, and we must check in with them. This first individual, I was blessed to have played 7 successful years with. I came here in 1997 to the Los Angeles Lakers, and I met this young man fresh off his rookie season, and it was very clear to me that he was not going to be denied in becoming one of the greatest players that ever played in the NBA. 20 years later, this legend is now the cover of the 2K17 Sports Edition. Welcome, none other than Kobe Bryant, my man, the Legends Edition of 2K17, Kobe. Before I get to catching up with you, Kobe, I want to bring one of today's current greats in the game. He's established himself as a top-tier player in this league. He really idolized you growing up, as so many other guys have. You blazed the trail for this young man. He grew up north of here in LA, a home, born and raised kid here in Cali, comes home now in the off season as well. Just caught up with him about that, training for next season. This young man went to Knights High School in Palmdale. You guys know where that's at, right? Went on to 2 years at Fresno State, then got drafted in the 2010 NBA draft by the Indiana Pacers. 10th pick overall, 7 All-Star games later, 2 All-NBA defense, 2 All-NBA teams. This man, Paul P.G. George, is now the NBA 2K17 cover athlete. George, congratulations to both of you. I'm standing here with both cover athletes, one the Legends edition, one the current 2017 edition. Tell me what it feels like. It's not your first Kobe. What is it like to still be remembered this way?
No, it's pretty cool, man. Legends edition. I mean, who would have thought, And so time goes by fast. So he'll be standing here at the bat of an eye, in his Legends edition.
20 years later, now the cover is special. A lot of us make the game, but the cover, Kobe.
Yeah, man. Listen, I never would have thought about it. This happening growing up as a kid. It's really a dream come true to be on the cover and to be a part of something like 2K is such an iconic brand. What they've done for the gaming industry, they've just taken it to another level. So to be a part of this environment is sweet.
PG, this is your first cover. What feelings does it bring for you? Because you're a player. You play this game.
I mean, I'm excited to piggyback off what Kobe said. I mean, this is growing up. This comes with wanting to be in the NBA. You want to be on the cover. You want to be the best. I followed 2K since AI was on the cover, so I've been with 2K, and this is locking me for life right here.
Now you grew up watching this gentleman play, the greats.
Mm-hmm. You too.
Well, yeah.
I grew up here, so I know y'all.
Yeah, we're older. What will you miss most about this gentleman not being on the floor?
I just think his tenacity. That's why I love him and play the way I play the game, wanting to play both sides of the ball. One statement that always stood out that you said, guys are going to embarrass you. That's part of the game, but you live for those matchups. And that's why I love playing defense. I love being a star on offense. It's only a certain few guys that want that challenge. And thanks to Kobe, I'm able to make my way.
Well, before we get to these 10 players that are going to be battling for a championship, Kobe, the last time we saw you on the floor, we already miss you, but you left quite the impression as you walked off. 60-plus points, tying up your career. Could you have written and scripted it any better?
No, I mean, I still can't believe that happened. And I don't know where the hell it came from.
Because
there were no signs of that happening. There were no signs of that. And then, there it was. But, I was really excited because my kids were there. My kids got a chance to, experience the younger Kobe for once, and I got a chance to be cool in front of in front of them for once. So.
All right, well, you were more than cool. I would ask you guys to just stay with me as I introduce these guys that are about to come out here. 10 players, and please welcome them. They're about to play for a championship. One at a time, we'll meet these guys. The first team, the Drew Cabrockers, the captain, 19, point guard, 6'2", 185 pounds, from Bronx, New York. His gamer tag, ex-Mr. Styles, Andrew Drew Valley. I know you're going to be focused, so make sure you check in with the greats here. And any word of advice for these guys, feel free to drop it in the air. Next up, a 22-year-old power forward, 7'3", 340 pounds, from Pine Tops, North Carolina. His gamer tag, I Am God X MVP, Alonzo Mayo Jr. A 26-year-old center, 7'3" again, 333. That's a big front line from Los Angeles. Tone West Adams, 20, and Tone Edwards. A 20-year-old point guard, 6'7", 225 from Edenton, North Carolina. Almighty dunk, James Duncan. And finally, could not wait to get out here to meet Cove and PG, a 17-year-old point guard, 6'7", 223, Columbus, Ohio, tag 6'14", Tyler Long. And on the other side, the captain, 23-year-old point guard, 6'7", 225 from Mount Vernon, New York. Gamer tag, yeah, I compete, Shaka Brown. A 23-year-old small forward, 6'7", 225 from Mount Vernon, New York. Gamer tag, Lottie Lytel Martin. 23-year-old power forward, 6'7", 225 from Mount Vernon. Drake Griffin, Aaron Rockwood. 19-year-old 7'3" center, 340 pounds from Hartford, Connecticut. Gamer tag, Ty ESGN, Tyler Johnson. And finally, a 25-year-old shooting guard, 6'7", 225 pounds from Miami, Florida, Melo Bully. Line dance trick, Xavier Gordon. Good luck to both of you. Any last words, Kobe, for these gentlemen?
Have fun, enjoy the moment, compete.
PG?
Have fun. I'm looking for the 7'3" dude.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for him to. He plays big in the paint. Let's play this. Let's get this on. 250,000 guys. Go get it. Go get it. Thank you, Kobe. Thank you, Paul.
All right, so here we go. $250,000 on the line, Scott O'Gallagher. What do you think is going to happen here tonight?
We got two contrasting styles of play. We got the old school San Antonio Spurs, more or less a 3-out, 2-in from the Druckerbackers. GFG really wants to just get up in the passing lanes, force backdoor cuts. They're averaging 18 3-point attempts per game. Let's see, styles make fights. Let's check it out.
Let's take a look at how this game format will work out here tonight. For those that are watching, this is the 5-minute quarters. A timeout will be taken after the 2-minute mark at the first break in action. So we will have some time for the players to regroup themselves in this fast-paced action, Scott.
Absolutely.
And here we go. The first quarter is now underway. $250,000 on the line, and it starts with an out-of-bounds call. So Artie defense, hands up, Scott.
Hands up. GFG already looking to push the pace immediately off of the tip.
And it will be very interesting to see how they respond to the size of the Druckerbackers.
Unconventional out-of-bounds formation here.
Let's see what they run here. Oh, defensive breakdown.
That can't happen. You got to defend inside out.
GFG strikes first here tonight. So let's see how they respond right off this action right here. So a pass up top. Here's Almighty Dunk, who's being hounded by that GFG defense that we saw through the tournament. And you can see them, they're all over the Druckerbackers. But he comes down in the lane, a shot up, no good. We're gonna get 2 free throws. But you can see right there, they're breaking down that zone, Scott.
Yes, they did not keep the ball out of the middle of the floor. You want to try to keep that ball one way, hopefully force it baseline, and play it to your size.
So we'll be getting 2 free throws here. The nerves, I'm sure, are setting in, but these players are locked in, and it is go time. First free throw up and good. How important is it to create your style of your My Player and to understand how to shoot with those kind of shooting animations and those kind of shots?
Chris, when these 5 got together, they all built their teams around what their team identity was.
So second free throw is up and good, and we are knotted up at 2 here early.
How are the Druckerbockers going to defend? That is a big question. Are they going to stay in the half court? They look like they're going to try to pressure in the backcourt to force a little.
And here comes, a nice move behind the back, gets fouled himself, and there is Drake Griffin, who was absolutely phenomenal in that tournament.
Drake Griffin going with the Jamal Crawford pro hop. That's multiple times that we've seen this throughout the tournament.
And that's the interesting thing about my players, Scott. You build your players, you choose your animations, you choose your crossovers, your shot selection. You can truly build any kind of player that you want to build, and then you band together with 4 other my players to compete, and this is what we're seeing here tonight. Makes those scouting reports a little bit tough.
Definitely, like Kobe and PG could tell you, man, you look good, you feel good, you play good.
Absolutely.
You can customize everything in 2K16 from the shoes all the way to the tattoos.
So GFG takes a 4-2 lead, and the ball back in the hands of the Druckerbockers. But you can see even that full court press, Scott, they're going to absolutely hound the Druckerbockers here tonight. But a nice shot and a lay-in goes up and good, and we're tied up at 4.
So instead of pulling the ball out and slowing it down, they're attacking immediately and trying to make GFG pay for pressuring.
Now here's an open shot by Ty in the corner, something we saw a lot of during the tournament. You're going to see a lot of that here tonight, I'm sure. And GFG leads 6-4. And here comes the Druckerbockers.
Oh, big shot.
A nice pass down the lane to a cutting man, and the one-hand jam. Can't break down defensively like that.
No, absolutely not.
Ooh, and a pass out, but he loses the ball in the behind the back. And that's the interesting thing about dribbling. You have to make you have to make good decisions when it comes down to dribbling.
Absolutely. The GFG is going with that have gone away from that 2-3 extended zone, playing straight man right now.
And now we're looking at the view from the players, of course, and that iconic 2K view, which so many players play in. And here's a steal here by the Druckerbockers. Styles gets it over to the right corner 3. It's
big
good.
Shot. Big shot. That's it. You want to make the Druckerbockers shoot the 3. They've already proven now that they can hit 1.
So 9-6. And we have nice paced action here early on. Here comes Drake Griffin, a pass out. Yeah, I compete, can't hit the 3. Rebound Druckerbockers, and that size is gonna be such an important difference in this game. 2 bigs on the Druckerbockers, but the defense of GFG also being a major difference in this game.
Another turnover. I'm not seeing a ton of patience. This could be the nerves. This could be these guys playing in front of, their heroes in PG and Kobe.
And you can see the players there talking to each other, and I'm sure having some choice words for each other as they compete on the grandest stage. Now here comes the Druckerbockers, but the GFG defense is able to strip it, and he calls a timeout on the ground.
Nice, good steal. Ball again goes to the middle of the floor. GFG got to keep it to one side. That's what they've done.
And this action, of course, continues on as you get a look right there of Team GFG. What do you think the nerves are like, Scott?
Oh, this has got to be huge. You're playing for 250 grand. You're playing all your friends, your family. Everybody's watching back home.
So here we go. It's inside, but that's a shooting foul. And he'll go to the line for 2.
The Druckerbockers making GFG pay, constantly back cutting. Going maybe traditionally 3 out, 2 in style. Little maybe extended going 4 out here. Making them pay, getting to the line. That's the thing. They need to muddy this game up, Chris.
Yes, so here comes Ty ESGN, a 17-year-old out of Columbus. Such a diverse age difference in these players, Scott.
The smallest guy on the team is the biggest guy on the floor.
And that's why you can be the story in NBA 2K. You can create your own destiny, your own my player, your own identity. So here we are, 9-8, Druckerbockers lead, and they have the ball dribbling up the court. Nice little spot, open spot in the zone, and he shoots a mid-range and gets it to go. 11-8.
That looks like they've been labbing a little bit, maybe anticipating. That wasn't the zone, but they're throwing their big right at the middle of the free throw line, trying to potentially make them pay there.
And a steal here, and here comes Almighty Dunk, who comes for a hop step, throws it back out up top, and now inside to a cutting man who gets the layup in, but rolls out. But their big is there for, again, another rebound and a timeout taken.
Smart timeout, settle down, get back. Guys are playing really fast. This is probably the fastest that we've seen these 2 teams play throughout the tournament.
They're ready to go and get it, and of course the size from the Druckerbockers making a difference here early on. So he goes up and over the smaller defender, and Scott, again, that size could be the difference when you get the ball down low. And if they're not going to double down on the bigs, they're going to have that opportunity to shoot right up over the defender.
That's what we said in the pregame show, Chris. Barbecue chicken. They got to just dump it down, play inside out constantly.
So another foul on GFG, and we're seeing that defense break down on that side. So let's see how they respond here to a little bit of adversity and a 5-point lead for the Druckerbockers.
If you're the Druckerbockers right now, you got to just keep doing what you've done all tournament. Slow it down.
So
there it is, another double. Big.
And here comes I Am God MVP, who throws down a godly dunk on the defender, and they lead 15-8, and GFG takes a smart timeout.
That's a great timeout. That's a great timeout.
So again, settling down those nerves, getting into the pace of the action. These two teams have never seen each other before. Two different platforms, PS4 side and Xbox One side, clashing here in the final event. So here is a nice crossover and dunk by Yeah, I Compete.
Druckerbacher's getting beat off the dribble.
And that's something to look for because they have some very quick guards who can make some very deadly plays at any point. But a nice deadly play by the Druckerbachers of their own, and they extend their lead to 7 here early.
Yes.
And we're going to take a timeout here and see what unfolds after this message. Or a message for their teammates during this timeout. So we're actually going to stay here on the action, and here's a live look at our competitors. A little bit of nerves. You can see it in their face. You know?
Nerves, but if you're the Druckerbachers, this couldn't have gone any better in this first quarter. Keep GFG anywhere between 8 to 12 points in that first quarter, really just muddy the game up.
All right, we're going to continue this action in about 10 seconds here, so the players are going to get ready to come back in and continue playing this. This is going to be a very interesting close of this first quarter. They're kind of seeing what happens when you go up against size in the Druckerbachers, something that GFG has been able to compete in that tournament and win, have success against. But right here, a turnover on GFG, throwing it back court. So doing some uncharacteristic things for Team GFG early here in the going, Scott.
Is it the nerves? Again, we keep going back. They're really just not even dribbling the ball up the floor. Early entries, trying to early the ball up off of made baskets.
Okay, so here we go. Team GFG is looking to respond against the Druckerbachers defense, and you can see that hounding defense of their own. They're whipping the ball up top. Here's Drake Griffin back over to Melo Oboli, back to the corner to Lofty. Lofty's three, good.
Oh, that's big.
And they cut the lead. They cut the
big.
deficit to 5. The Druckerbachers lead 17-13 in the early going.
Again, GFG averages 18 attempts per game, and they're shooting it at a 49.3% clip.
Now here comes Mr. Styles. Let's see what they do here. Trying to go to the middle again, but GFG read it with their uncanny defense there, and they're back to Drake Griffin, who misses the 3, but rebound GFG over to the corner, back up top to Melo Oboli, and you can see that nice ball movement. They have a guy in the corner, they're not seeing him, but a nice cut by Yeah, Compete, but an unbelievable block, and here we go the other way. The Druckerbachers up top, you see 36 seconds remaining, so let's see what they do, but a steal by GFG, and there's that defense once again. He's going to try to hop step fake, but he passes it back out. Yeah, I Compete, deep 3, he says, yep, I got that Stephen Curry range.
Now, turnovers are going to kill him. They can't, if you're the Druckerbachers, you cannot turn the ball over. GFG averaging turning their opponent over 12 times a game.
And GFG showcased some of the best defensive stats in that qualifying tournament to get here today. That's the GFG we know.
Yes, again, and 12 turnovers a game, high in this regard, only 5-minute quarters.
So here we go. Here comes the Druckerbachers the other way. A nice cut by Styles. Up fake again, gets stripped. And there's that GFG defense. Let's see if they opt into holding for the last shot with 13 seconds remaining. They kick it over. Here's Ty for a 3. No good. So now that gives the Druckerbachers a chance to score here and take a scratch before the end of this quarter. 4 seconds to go. Here comes Styles. Unbelievable move down the lane. Behind the back layup gives them a 3-point lead.
Big stake by GFG right there, not holding for the last shot.
2 seconds remaining. They go up. A contested shot rims out, and that will do it for the first quarter as these competitors get one quarter underway.
Oh boy, the Druckerbachers didn't finish.
All right, so let's go and take a message from our sponsors right now.
And now, your starting lineup.
A good neighbor right next door. Assisting them with life and so much more. It's the Hoopers.
All right, welcome back. We are going to check in with Paul George right now.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Paul George. Right now, we're watching some pretty good basketball. I like the way the game is going. This first quarter is very intense, as you can see from the score. One team is doing a great job of moving the ball, as the other team is as well. But I think that's the key. A lot of spacing, a lot of ball movement. They're playing together, which is key. And we'll see who wants it more. Back to the guy.
All right, and so we are back here, and I am joined by Ronnie 2K with a special guest, Mr. Xavier Woods. You can check him out.
Xavier.
The WWE and as well as your YouTube channel. That's
Wait,
going
hold
awesome.
on.
Yes.
The W.
You got to break it down. You
Yes,
you gotta get the
please.
hips swivel. You got to
Please.
stand up out of the chair. You got to stand up.
We'll do
It's
it.
the perfect way to do it. You go WWE World Tag Team Champions.
Of course, Xavier.
So, how's it going, guys?
It's good, man. It's a fun event. You having fun?
Yes, I'm having a blast. Thanks for inviting me out to this. Esports has grown so much, and it makes me so happy to see it because video games are such a huge part of my life. So to see something like this come to fruition is, for lack of a better term, it's heartwarming. You know what I mean? It's a
course.
feel-good moment for everybody in the room, you know?
You're known for your gaming. You were at you always go to E3. You have the Up Up Down Down channel. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, Up Up Down Down. It's a gaming channel I've had for about a year. We just hit over like 530,000 subscribers, so we're moving well. It's cool. We do lots of Let's Plays, jump scares, but it's a lot of me playing games with the guys backstage. So people have been liking it. So I'm just like happy that they enjoy it. You know.
What do you think about the guys being able to create themselves in the game and banding together as teams to face off for $250K?
It's absolutely unreal because so many times in my life, my mom or my friends' moms would tell us, "Oh, get off those games. They're never going to amount to anything." And it's like, these guys are playing for $250,000. I actually told my mom I was coming out to this, and she was like, "They're playing for what? You should have been playing even more games."
Well, it is a special event. Xavier, thank you so much for coming out. We're going to have to get a My Player created for Xavier
Yes,
Woods.
sir.
Got you. I got to make him 7'3" like a bunch of
That's what we
guys
got
in
to
the game.
do. So these competitors, thank you so much for joining us on the stream today. These competitors are going to get ready for the second quarter action. So we have about 15 seconds before we resume action here right now in the Road to the Finals championship game. The Druckerbockers and GFG competing for that $250,000 and trip to the NBA
That
Finals.
was a fun first quarter.
That was. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's resume the action right now. And here we go as the Druckerbockers are going to inbound the ball here in the second quarter, taking a 3-point lead. Let's see how GFG responds. So they go back inside of the middle, and that's been their sweet spot. He's going to try to drive in. He has a double team, goes up, gets a foul, and we're going to go to the line for 2 more free throws. Unbelievable action here in the first quarter. This is going to be a close game, Mr. Scott O'Gallagher, because this kind of basketball is a very high-level basketball.
Absolutely. Again, timeouts are huge. How are they using it? GFG goes on a 6-0 run after that initial timeout.
Yes, and of course, Tone is on the line going up for his first free throw, and that's good. Big shooting free throws is always a good advantage to have. So here comes the second free throw, and that's up and good. 21-16 Druckerbockers. And here comes GFG. Let's see
if these teams go down, Chris. That's the big thing right now. Is
absolutely GFG
ball,
having
get
that,
the ball. Oh, there's
an errant pass once again. Here comes the Druckerbockers. They throw it down low and over to the corner. Back up top, a wide open 3, rims out, but they get that rebound.
There's the size, Chris. That's the size we've been talking about all week. It's taking advantage on the offensive glass.
Absolutely.
Good job moving the ball side to side, passing up a good shot for a great shot, eventually getting the offensive rebound.
And that size has been the difference. As you can see there, he goes up over the bigs, but gets a floating layup to drop right there, but a nice contested shot by the Druckerbockers.
Tough finish. They got to be better at containing the ball and making them finish oversized, but overall finishing over, you'll live with it.
And there's a jump shot, a foul call, but the ball rims out, and I think we'll be going, yes, GFG ball out of bounds. So here's a look at those competitors. You can see the look in their eyes, the seriousness, the moment that they've been waiting for. And here comes Lofty, kicks back up, talk to Drake Griffin. And Drake Griffin is a great offensive player and somebody that you want to watch out for.
Oh,
they
there's
throw
the
it to
steal.
the corner, and the Drucker-Bakers read the pass once again. So
Oh,
but
another turnover.
that defense from GFG.
The defense from
Holding
GFG,
up
that's
here.
what they're going to do. They're going to try to keep it going one way, force you up the sideline.
Of course, you can see the two
It looks
teams
like the
competing.
Drucker-Bakers, Chris, have done their research. They're hugging up tight on the shooters. They're not going to overhelp, staying down.
So let's see how they respond here. Here comes Lofty down the lane, but the block by the Drucker. The Drucker-Bakers are blocking. And here we go. They get a wide open shot in the corner. They contested a little bit, but let's see who grabs the rebound. Yes, it's the Drucker-Bakers once again. So that size is playing a huge advantage in tonight's matchup as they lead 23-18. So let's see what they do here for some offense. And he comes down the lane, gets stripped, but their big picks it up, and their big flushes it home for a 25-18 lead. And now GFG is facing a little
Chris,
bit of adversity.
This is the problem when you don't contain the basketball. Even though you missed a shot, you're giving up an easier chance on an offensive rebound.
Absolutely. Let's listen in on the Drucker-Bakers playing live right now.
Yes, sir.
MVP, if there's nobody
Yes,
in the
sir.
corner, you gotta guard it, bro.
Turnover.
You gotta guard it, bro.
I'm up top. Good rebound. That's tough.
Go pick up, go pick up, go pick up.
We good, bro. Keep hooping, bro.
All right,
Keep
tell me
hooping.
I got it, Bill.
Free throw line. Free throw line. I'm cutting. Circle. Yes, sir. Hey, what I tell you, MVP?
Get back, bro. Get back.
Cutting.
All right, so we're returning here to the action. Here's GFG with a wide open three. Drake Griffin nets that down to cut the deficit to 6.
A little mismatch in semi-transition right there.
Absolutely.
Drucker-Bakers got to be better at matching up when they get back.
And you can hear the chemistry of the Drucker-Bakers, that Cinderella story that got them this far is a nice pass up top and a cutting play to get a wide open dunk down the lane. That two-hand jam is going to be huge.
That's the way they're going to beat pressure, Chris. They got to be able to dump that ball into the high post and work that kind of back cut.
And there's a reach-in foul right there.
Great cut off that initial high post entry.
Absolutely. So the Drucker-Bakers are in the lead. What are some of the things that you're seeing, Scott, from the Drucker-Bakers that's giving them this advantage?
They're doing exactly what we thought they should do early in this game. They're shooting 88% currently, really dunks, attacking the rim. They're just taking what the defense gives them, executing their plan. Didn't look so like early, but they're playing well.
What does GFG have to do here to turn this thing around for them?
They got to really contain the basketball. There's pressure and then there's smart pressure. They're over pressure, they're getting back cut. That can't
And
happen.
we have 10 seconds remaining till we come back into the action, Scott O'Gallagher. So here we go. We're going to count it down for you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are back live. And here we go. The continuation of the second quarter, a 31-23 lead for the Drucker-Bakers. Let's see what GFG does here to respond.
GFG really got to finish this minute and 50 strong.
There's the size again. They tried to throw the backdoor cut, but those hands get up, and those hands are big when you're talking two big 7-footers clogging up the lane. But here comes the Drucker-Bakers, gets a nice hop step lane to come in, 33-23.
You got to stop the ball in transition, Chris. That's the number one thing. You never leave the ball. You got to find it first.
So here comes some of that suffocating defense of their own, and you can see the ball fakes, trying to get the ball into a spot where they like it. And that hounding defense is all over Team GFG, but they leave Yai compete open, but he's not able to convert on that three. So let's see where they go. They go to the corner. LaMelo, who drives up, back top to Drake Griffin, up the lane. He's going to take a dribble, crossover, comes back inside to Yai compete, back over to the corner, but there is the Drucker-Bakers there once again, and they've had about 3 or 4 steals into that corner, Scott.
Drucker-Bakers don't force a lot of turnovers. At least they haven't throughout this tournament. And now they're making them pay. Again, we go back early to the nerves. How much of the nerves playing an effect here?
So you can see the competitors right here, laser focused on this championship, $250,000 on the line, a trip to the NBA Finals, just a little bit at stake.
What are the nerves right now, Chris? That's the real question here. Is GFG just saying, hey, our time will come, and just turn it on? It doesn't look like it right now.
And there is a flagrant foul called.
Oh, man.
So that is 2 in the ball, Scott. How big is that play?
2 in the ball. That may be the second one that I've seen in the entire tournament, Chris.
So that's a big call.
A big shot. If you're the Drucker-Bakers here, again, milk the clock.
Absolutely.
Okay? Then take potentially your 2 or 3 for 1. But 2 for 1, take it, settle. You get the best shot at this time.
So Tone splits the free throws and gives his team a 34-23 lead, and they will get the ball back on that flagrant 1 call.
You really don't want to foul any of these teams. Druckerbacher shooting it at 91%. Druckerbacher, excuse me, are shooting. They haven't missed all year. That was their first miss in the tournament.
Here comes I Am God, a pump fake, throws it up over the smaller defenders, but
Smart play.
Druckerbacher's coming right back with the rebound, and here's a crossover, a nice hop step inside, but he goes to the corner.
Oh,
Shot
the
is money.
mid-range game of the bigs, Chris. The mid-range game, they've proven that they can hit it.
That driving ability of the Druckerbacher Smalls to get in there and really attract that defense has been really huge for them offensively here tonight.
Absolutely.
So here comes
Here
GFG.
it is. Yep, staying 4 out, 1 in.
Here comes Lofty. You see the double team being
Oh,
called,
man.
and that is out of bounds, but it will stay with GFG. And you can see a shot of the team right there.
Druckerbachers are really digging down. For those at home watching, digging means you're jabbing in the post, faking a double team.
Absolutely. So Drake Griffin up top. He's going to pump fake, go inside the tie. Let's see what they do here. They have a guy in the corner. There's a double team on Lofty, throws a pass and gets it up and barely misses the layup to beat the shot
What are the
clock.
Druckerbachers trying to take
And here is
advantage?
Almighty dunk from the corner,
Oh,
and that is
that's
good.
huge, Chris.
A
That's huge.
three-pointer, 39-23. Druckerbachers.
They're going to live and die by those shots, I guess, right now, Chris. Conventionally, you hold it for the last shot in that time. Oh, they don't hold for the
but
last
there's
shot.
3 seconds left. They get the ball up the court. Here comes Almighty Dunk, decides to pass over and gets a shot up. No good. So a halftime stretch of 39-23.
Again, some
Scott.
questionable clock management at the end of the half. You got to finish that quarter strong. You got to play for the overall aspect of the game. There's still 2 more quarters left to play.
A lot of time left, but it's not looking good right now for Team GFG. That defense holding up a little bit, but the bigs are just too much for the Druckerbachers. And we are going to take another break right now.
And now, your starting lineup.
How'd I end up here?
You're behind the wheel of the next generation Kia Optima. Its sophisticated interior has put you in the zone.
Yeah, that makes sense. How'd you end up here?
Well, I'm making a PB&J.
You got in the zone by making a sandwich.
Yeah, but it's textbook. I mean, look at the peanut butter to jelly ratio.
That's a nice sandwich.
Hey, perfect. Yeah.
So welcome back to the NBA 2K16 Road to the Finals Championship. We are seeing a great game here by the Druckerbachers, who lead at the half 39-23. Let's check in with Paul George on the main stage.
What's up, guys? Right now, I'm with the captain of GFG, Shaka Brown. I seen you were looking at the results of the first half. What was you looking at?
Well, we're looking at the rebounds. We got out rebounded pretty badly, 3-12, and they're getting a lot of points in the paint, 6-26. So we got to do a better job of getting the bigs out of the paint, gang rebounding, and we need better ball movement. We throw too many turnovers.
I agree with that. So what are you telling your guys back there?
Oh, what do I tell my
What you
guys?
telling them back there?
Well, tell them not to hang their heads. We're right in it. We played good for a couple of stretches, but once we start getting some rebounds, we're going to win this. We're confident.
I'm with you. 250 on the line. Y'all got to bring it, baby. I love to see y'all go home with that. Back to you guys.
All right, so welcome back. We are at halftime, and of course, we have a packed house here at the Road to the Finals Championship, and I am joined by Rachel Demita, who you can see on NBA 2K TV every week inside the consoles. Rachel's, how's it going?
Thank you for having me on the live stream.
For sure.
This is insane. We have been building up to this for months, as you're well aware. So it's so cool to see these guys in person. They're so enthusiastic and focused, and I mean, it's great.
Absolutely. Now, you've had a chance to talk to a lot of these guys coming into this thing. What's the feeling like? What's the emotion like coming into something with so much at stake?
You know, I'm actually a little bit surprised because I talked to both GFG and the Druckerbachers. GFG has actually been playing together. They know each other. They're at each other's houses. They've hung out. And the Druckerbachers met for the first time at this game in LA. And they seemed a little more nervous than GFG, so to see them come out so strong and be hitting these shots and rebounding like crazy, it's surprising, but it's also really cool. But I will say we've seen GFG from behind before and come out and win. So this game is definitely not over. No lead is going to stop either of these teams.
It's exciting to see, and we're going to watch more action unfold. But right now, we're going to kick back to Paul George, who's down at the main stage.
Right now, I'm talking with James. I just got word they've been together since 2011, so they got some chemistry. That goes a long ways when we're talking about basketball. What do you got to say about the first half?
I told my team that they had 4 6-7s and 1 center, and I told my team we were going to dominate them in the paint and keep feeding the paint, and that's what we're going to do.
That's definitely been the key right now. I see a lot of rebounds kicking out for open shots. 2K, that's high percentage. You guys are looking great. Love to see what y'all do in the second half.
All right, so we are waiting at this halftime intermission. Of course, these two teams have been competing all year long for this moment, and right now we have a commanding lead by the Druckerbockers, but we are going to be joined by a special guest here in just a few moments as these teams are talking preparation for the second half and some of the adjustments that they can make to perhaps cut into this deficit, or if you're the Druckerbockers, widen this lead. So we're going to come back with Ronnie 2K.
What's going on?
At the booth. And we have a special guest, Mr. Ryan Hollins.
What's going on, boss?
Ryan, how you doing, man?
Thanks for having me.
It's great to see you here.
What's going on, Ryan?
Nothing much, man. Just labbing a little 2K, working out, man, and enjoying this championship right now.
We know you love the game. You must be thrilled to be here. Are you pretty excited to watch these two teams, Liddell?
Yeah, this is big time, man. I never thought that at some point in my life I'd be going to an event to watch guys play video games.
And getting paid for it.
Getting paid for it.
Yeah.
And I'd be equally as excited as they are.
It is really kind of thrilling, the whole esports thing, the opportunity to watch other gamers play a video game and the fascination around that. I mean, you do a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. Like, what is your kind of interest in that generally?
I mean, I think about it before, man. There's a change, man. And it's not just basketball. It's not just gaming. It's a culture, and it's all intertwined. You know, me, Paul, and a couple other NBA guys here, we're just as excited as the young kids or the gamers are. You know, they're coming out, 6'2", 235. We're excited to watch this, So we're actually fans of what they're doing right now, which is a really cool thing, And they play with us in the game, man. So I think it's just an amazing deal right now.
Yeah, NBA players, fans of NBA 2K gamers. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
So I have to say, what would you do if you were out there competing against some of these guys?
For one, me and Paul would probably ruin a game like this we talked about. We'd be chasing the ball down. We'd be hogging the ball, taking all the shots. You would not want me as a my player teammate right now. But I think it's just crazy to me, the concept that they're playing essentially a championship basketball game for money online, and they had to play together with teammates.
One game.
Wow.
I don't know if you
money.
know this, Ryan, but a lot of the guys hadn't even met before today or before yesterday.
That's crazy, man.
We brought them in, and they'd played online for years or whatever, but to meet in person and then have all of these eyeballs, and we got such a huge crowd out here. It's pretty amazing.
You spend probably a third of your life with somebody and you've never met them, man.
Yeah.
That's what's so special about tonight. And of course, Ryan, thank you for coming on the live stream, man. I'm looking forward to the second half of action. We got a really crazy event going on, and we have a Mountain Dew bar even here at this event, which I'm sure a lot of people are happy about and excited about. So.
Getting my dew on.
Yes, and you can take a look at it right there. Very, very cool venue, very, very cool setting. Something you don't usually see in esports, it's not your clean look, right?
Yeah. It's a street fight club kind of look, Everybody was like, "What are you wearing?" You're very fresh, by the way, Chris. I gotta say.
I really like my Kobe's. I will say that. We have about 25 seconds before we start the action and resume the action here in the NBA 2K16 Road to the Finals Championship.
That game was so close, and then it just kind of got away. But
I kept saying the bigs.
Bigger things
make
happen.
a difference.
Yep.
Ryan Hollins, the big guys, man.
Big guys make a difference.
Everybody wants to be that ankle-breaking crossover guy, but you know what? The bigs grab the boards and they give you second chance for so that's good.
What an adjustment too.
Absolutely. So we're going to continue the action here in the second half in 15 seconds. So here we go. We're going to count down in just a few seconds here as these teams get ready, and the Druckerbockers holding a commanding lead over Team GFG. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Here is the continuation of the third quarter. Here it is, $250,000. The Druckerbockers, the Cinderella story, holding true. 39-23 lead, but there is one more half of basketball to be played. And if the tournament was anything to tell us anything about this game, then we know anything can happen. So here's the Druckerbockers going up and striking first once again. And Scott, we have a 41-23 lead for the Druckerbockers. Let's see what GFG can do here to adjust. So here's Drake Griffin inside the I Compete, down low to Lofty, but over to Ty for the corner shot, which is up and good. 41-26 Druckerbockers. Team GFG finally strikes from the corner.
Big shot, Chris. And in GFG's huddle at halftime, it has to be nothing but defense.
And here comes Almighty Dunk, who goes up with that hop step once again, drawing the bigs in and drawing a foul. So you see the shot there of the Druckerbockers, still laser focused, no smiles. And of course, on the other side, Team GFG looking a little bit down on themselves. You got to stay focused here.
Just lock in, Chris. That's the thing. You're going to take this game into sections of maybe 2 and 3 minutes at a time.
And of
really,
course,
just put stops together. That's their main thing. Right now, after made baskets or misses, they got to go back to a transition, somewhat of a location, and pack it in, play inside out. You cannot get beat off the ball like they're getting beat right now.
And here's Lottie on the free throw line. You saw that 2K view, which is very, very popular in our game. You can see the whole entire court. And we're back to the broadcast view, of course, which mirrors the real NBA action that we all know and we all love. And here comes Team GFG over to the corner for Drake. He misses the shot. Drake really hasn't been able to get consistently going here tonight, which has been a surprise.
They haven't. But again, like I'm going to go back to again, GFG is just not getting it done on the defensive end. Coming into this final, they were statistically the best defensive team in the tournament, holding opponents to 47 a game. The Druckerbockers at 43 right now, Chris, and there's still 4 minutes to go.
They are getting the ball inside, and they are doing the damage that they need to do. As
Beat
the
off the dribble
Druckerbockers once again come down the lane and throw down a monster one-hand jam to give them that commanding 45-26 lead, Scott.
The thought on the defensive end has to be contained, not necessarily stopped. The angles of the cutoffs are a little too sharp.
And GFG responds with a three-pointer of their own, cutting the deficit to 16.
If you're GFG right now, you're also thinking, get this game under 10 going into the fourth. Another
Absolutely.
big basket that's up.
Right now, the Druckerbockers are getting inside the paint whenever they want, and they are able to convert. This is something that's a little concerning, but finally they get Ty on a cut, who throws down a nice two-hand jam.
Now get back if you're GFG.
47-31 here with about 3:20 to go in the third quarter. $250,000 on the line. And let's see what the Druckerbockers do. So they go inside, and finally they get a contested shot. GFG grabs the rebound, and here we go. We are out and running. Yeah, I Compete. Open on the left wing, gets the ball over to Mello, over up top to Drake. Let's see that ball movement, maybe a little bit of overpassing, Scott.
Overpassing is correct, Chris. They potentially had 2 layups there. Oh, and they do what they, this is what they've done, Chris. This is how they average 18 3-point attempts a game.
And let's listen in to the Druckerbockers team and see how they sound in the middle of the action.
Work, Tone. Right there behind you. Oh, search. Oh, work. That's you.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. I tell you. Come on.
You good, yeah. Way to be aggressive, bro.
No!
Come here, Tone. Come here, Tone.
X.
Sir. Yes, sir. I got middle.
I got left.
We good, bro. Slow it down, bro. Slow it down, bro.
As you heard there, the Druckerbockers were looking to foul right there after that defensive rebound. Would have been a pretty smart play. They didn't necessarily execute.
And something that you heard the Druckerbockers say, let's slow it down. Let's slow down the game a little bit and work for every shot.
Another drive, failed to contain the ball into the short corner, drop step, boom.
So it's 51-36. GFG needs to start responding here and getting some stops on the other end. Let's see how they respond here. Here's Drake Griffin trying to get a crossover. They get it to the corner to Ty, back up to, I Compete, who throws it over. And again, that defense by the Druckerbockers has been very, very impressive.
Druckerbockers just outstanding communicating on switches. Again, the communication in the headset is no different than when they were at home.
Absolutely, and we're taking a 25-second timeout for the teams to regroup and kind of talk strategy. But you see Team GFG there looking a little bit concerned, because they know time is running out on them. They only have about a quarter and a half to respond to this major team play of the Druckerbockers, and the size difference is really made the difference.
Chris,
as we have 10 seconds here.
Something that we mentioned in the pre-show is that they have to close out short, force the Druckerbockers to shoot the three-point shot. They only average 5 a game.
And let's get ready to come back into the action here in the third quarter. We're going to count down here with about 5 seconds remaining. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's continue the game right now. So a 51-36 lead for the Druckerbockers. This is what NBA 2K is all about.
You're absolutely right.
The competition,
Chris,
the heat of the moment.
Can GFG get this under 10 going into the fourth? Big finish right here. The Druckerbockers can essentially play possession basketball and milk it.
And notice they get the ball down. They had 4 seconds on the shot clock. They were able to advance the ball and get a dunk there. So here comes Styles coming down the lane. Another hop step. Gets the and one
Styles
shot.
coming to play.
And that is 4 fouls on the big of GFG, and that has to be concerning as we come down to the final quarter in foul trouble.
Styles again in the lane, Chris. In the lane. They had the roller open as well.
What you got to say, bro? What you got to say, Drew? You got to say something, bro.
The game now getting a little bit away from GFG, but there's still a lot of time left. They need to figure out how to stop the Druckerbockers.
Again, Chris, only 5-minute quarters. 5-minute quarters. You do the possession math. It's not going to make a ton of sense here, so they gotta really finish strong.
Absolutely. So let's see what they do here in the late third quarter here. They throw it over.
Passing up another open
pass.
3.
Maybe a little bit of overpassing by Team GFG, as they're going to come over. The corner's now open, but they get inside, pump fake, and they get another block there.
Druckerbockers running GFG off the line, Chris.
And here comes Almighty Dunk over to the corner, and here comes I Am God coming down the lane. A reverse layup
tough.
up and good.
Tough.
And that is the size difference that we talked about in this matchup, holding true here tonight. A 3 of their own, able to respond.
They'll get it right back. They still got to get stops.
So a 15-point deficit here in the third quarter. 45 seconds remaining. Let's see what Team Druckerbockers decides to do. Corner pass back up top to TML. But a steal by GFG, and that's what they're known for. Let's see how they respond to this. Looks like they're going to try to pop a 3, but they're getting the ball moved around the perimeter. Coming across the lane, and that's been stolen
another
all
bad
game
skip
long by the
pass.
Druckerbockers, who are out and up and a one-hand jam.
Taking advantage, Chris.
So
Druckerbockers finishing quarters strong.
58-41. There's a live look at our teams right now. And a nice play by GFG to respond there. That's something they desperately needed heading into the fourth.
Absolutely. At what point now is GFG going to try to extend that pressure? Maybe a 2-2-1 into their traditional 2-3. Smart play here by the Druckerbockers, just slowing the ball up.
Almighty Dunk passes
Hold for
over
the
to
final
TML.
shot.
And there's 5 seconds remaining, but a reaching call by
man.
GFG. And you can see there that
you got to know the foul count. Who's the guy? Who's the one voice right now in the huddle for the Druckerbockers saying we can't foul, we're in the penalty? There's got to be somebody there. Somebody has to be that player coach on the floor.
the first free throw up and good. Extends the lead to 59-43. 4 seconds to go. Now you have an opportunity to advance the ball and take a timeout here. An over-the-back call called on the Druckerbockers.
Oh.
So they get
And
1 point off that.
Made the free throw there. Not necessarily needed. You got the lead, just take the extra points at this time.
So here we go, 4 seconds left. They're going to save their timeout. Let's see if they can get a scratch here. Throws the ball up the court and out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
But it's still
3
a
seconds.
GFG ball.
3
so
seconds left. If you're the Druckerbockers, you're looking for that dive down the middle of the hoop, setting everything else up. They scored in under a second last time.
Absolutely. So let's see what they decide to do here. They give the ball to the corner. They get open shot. Looks like they're going to settle for a 3 to end the quarter, and it just
not
rims
dropping.
out.
They're not dropping. This is great for the Druckerbockers. This is exactly how they envisioned it as they came into the final game, Chris.
The Druckerbockers hold a demanding lead going into the fourth quarter. If you're GFG, you have to be questioning yourself right now. You have 1 more quarter to make a run. Can they stop the size and the length of the Druckerbockers? Because they have been a problem.
If I'm
So
GFG, just huddle up. Huddle up right now. Everybody's staring at the screen. Figure it out one stop at a time.
And we're going to take a break right now.
You gotta chip this down.
But this, this.
Now, your starting lineup.
Tissot.
Welcome back to the NBA 2K16 Road to the Finals. We are about to start the fourth quarter, 59-43 Drucker Bakers lead.
Yeah.
And here we have a report with Paul George.
Hey, I'm back, guys. I think what GFG needs to do is pull out the 7-footer that they have in the paint, play some breakdown basketball, little ISO, try to get to the paint, and then share the ball, try to get some easy baskets. Right now, Drucker Boxers is really holding down the paint. They're playing great help defense. They're double teaming. They're really making it hard for these guys to score. In return, they're getting easy baskets because of this 7-footer. So what they really need to do is just spread the floor out, rely on their three-point shooting. It's the fourth quarter. It's the only way they're going to get back in this game and win it. And again, it's 2:50 on the line. Somebody's got to go home with it. I will hope for them to really make this a good game to close this out and see what happens at the end. Back to the guys.
All right, so here we go. And before we start the fourth quarter, I'm joined by two special guests, Ronnie 2K.
And Isaiah Austin. Isaiah, what's going on, man?
Man, nothing much. Just chilling.
Yeah.
I appreciate you letting me come out to this.
Of course. Big 2K fan. Always, we put you in the game a couple years ago. That was really exciting. What do you think about this event?
Man, I think it's amazing just to see how big 2K has gotten on a national and worldwide scale. You know, it's really mind-blowing to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We obviously love having you here. The five guys, what strategy would you kind of employ if you were in one of these tournaments?
Man, you just gotta get the easy buckets. You know, it's not when you get down, you can't get nervous. You can't get out of your game. You know, you gotta always play a game at the same time. You can't be too high, can't be too low.
If you had advice that you could employ to the team that's losing, what would it be?
Man, try to get them 7-footers off the glass. You know, they're really getting on the offensive rebounds right now, and they're getting a lot of putbacks. Try to draw them out and spread the court a little bit, get the ball moving, and hit open shots.
Isn't there a lot of desperation at this point when you're down 16, 13, double digits?
I mean, yeah, especially in 2K, it seems like the time just climbs and climbs and climbs on you, but at the same time, it's always a reason for you to get a stop. You got to be able to get a stop at the end of the game.
Yes, and we have one more quarter to do that as we continue this matchup. GFG, the champions of the Xbox One versus Drucker Bakker. And here we go. We are about to begin the fourth quarter in just a few seconds away.
Fourth quarter. Let's do this.
10 seconds away, Ronnie 2K, from $250,000, a trip to the NBA Finals, and the right to call yourself the best in the world. And here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the action. So a 59-43 lead for the Drucker Bakkers. GFG has been struggling against the size on both ends. And it's something that we talked about in the pregame show, that length, those two bigs on the Drucker Bakkers that led them here, the Cinderella story.
Take advantage.
But GFG is able to get a quick layup, and that's something that they're going to need, Scott, to cut away at this deficit. There's still time to do this.
Yep, and they shoot the 3, so they believe they can get right back in this.
Absolutely, but they're going to go back inside, and there's that defense again. So a strip by GFG, and here comes Lottie. Let's see what they decide to do here. He's going to come down, give it to their big, but stripped on the other end. A bad pass inside, too close, and the Drucker Bakkers are able to get it. So Now let's see how they respond. A three-point
Oh,
shot up
huge.
and good, and that is a huge swing off back-to-back turnovers, 62-45.
If he had the D'Angelo Russell ice in his veins get back, he'd do it.
And a bad pass
Big
once
shot.
again. And here comes Almighty Dunk pulling up for the three, feeling good about himself right now, but that is a quick shot, which means a quick
Going for the
rebound.
dagger, Chris. Going for that look
Absolutely.
like nothing but a dagger. They can just slow it down.
So here's Makaboli, throws it up. Ty inside, decides to pass it back out up top to Lottie, who
Driving
hits
kick.
the three,
Driving
and all
kick.
of a sudden the
Offensive
pace
rebound.
has picked up, and this is more of GFG's game. This is what got them here to this game, that fast-paced shooting, that fast-paced style. But the Druckerbacher, so much size. So let's see what they do here. Going back down inside, back to the big, who goes up and over the smaller defenders, and that is the size difference in this game.
That's it. That's been the difference maker right now, Chris. That and the dribble penetration.
So a wide open deep three, a foul called, shot is no good.
Looks like we got an offensive foul. We're going over the back.
We are
If you're the
going the other
Druckerbachers
way.
right here, you really just got to manage it. Just continue to do what you're doing. Maybe a 2-1-2 spread, 3 out, 2 in. Oh, they're going dagger. They're saying, forget what OG is talking about. I'm going to the 10. I'm finishing with the and one. Let's put this game to rest,
When
Chris.
it's going your way, it's going your way. And here comes the Druckerbachers,
Oh,
the
my
Cinderella story of this entire tournament.
The Druckerbachers, you look at them, you don't know if they're up 20 or down 20. Chris, I don't think I've seen a difference in a facial expression.
They are locked in and they are ready to go. That's what you call the Mamba face right there, Scott.
Oh, my goodness.
And here comes Yakum kicking over the
Now
corner,
you
but
can.
once again, that corner pass has been picked off.
They're
all
not
night.
allowing them to shoot the three.
And they go up and get the rebound. Luckily, GFG is back and running. Here comes Melo Abuli. He's going to pull up for a three. No.
Missed again.
So the Bigs taking down the rebound once again. And this is something that we've
The
seen.
clock is your friend,
And
Chris.
the-
The clock is your friend.
And
There's
the
no
Bigs showing
no
off a
reason to
little
rush.
bit of that dribbling.
Oh.
But GFG ball, they
Chris,
force him out of bounds.
You're 250,000. You're 2 minutes and 50 seconds away from 250 grand. To me, the clock is your friend. Use it, milk it. Get
That's
it down
right.
to 22 and then get a shot up.
We've all been there. You never know what happens in 2K.
You don't want to play not to lose, but
And here's Drake Griffin.
Oh,
so
good
now he
shot.
hits a three, and that's something that we saw get them to here tonight. So
after full court press,
let's see how they respond defensively now and see if they can get some stops to give them an opportunity to get back in this game.
they're going to trap. So you're going to have to go 2-1-2 spread. Hit the cutter. Oh,
Yep,
missed it.
and there's a nice steal in that GFG defense that we're also aware of. And here comes the ball, whipping it across top, Ty up top, back over to Yad Compete. He's going to try to break down the big, but they pass over to Ty, who takes the mid-range shot, no good. And here comes the Druckerbachers once again taking down that rebound. The size has been the difference all night long for the Druckerbachers. And here comes Styles. He's going to try to back down
Styles
here.
going to try to hold it.
Double team
Hold it.
coming.
That's not where you want to be.
Throws it across the court. Nice patient offense by the Druckerbachers. They go inside, but stripped by GFG. So here comes Drake Griffin to see what they do to respond. Tie for three. They're big. No. And once again, they gobble up the rebound here.
You may
late
want to
in the
look at
fourth.
using a timeout right now if you're the Druckerbachers. Just settle it down.
They might
Oh,
need
they
it, but
didn't do it.
GFG gets another steal. But can they convert? He
Another
says,
three ball.
yes, I can.
There it is. Good timeout.
And there
by
it
the
is. The lead
Druckerbachers.
cut to 13 with a minute 36 remaining.
Good timeout by the Druckerbachers. Probably should have done it on that last possession. Just settle down. The clock is your friend. Right now, with the score differential, the point differential, GFG is going to have to trap. They have to trap.
Absolutely.
And you've proven all game, if they want to man up and guard you, you can beat that too. And get drive dishes, drive kickouts.
Absolutely, and as you can see, our competitors are taking this 30-second timeout to talk about it. The Druckerbacher probably saying, let's continue to do what we're doing. Team GFG saying, let's pick up the pace. Let's
At
get
the
some
end of the
turnovers.
third quarter, Chris, the stat that stands out is that the Druckerbachers are shooting 75%. You're never going to win a game when you allow a team to do that to you.
And that is the size differential. You can see them feeding the post, so our competitors are ready to go in about 10 seconds here as we come down to the final minutes of the Road to the Finals Championship in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go, the final moments of this championship game. 67-54, the Druckerbachers, champions of the PS4 side versus Team GFG,
Again,
champions of the Xbox One
GFG
side.
had a point differential going into this 4 games of 19.2. The Druckerbachers just 4. So it looks like the tournament and how they had to get through this has been the difference maker.
Now, one thing about
Good skip.
no
Oh.
good on the three there. And it'll be interesting to see how they handle a little bit of adversity. So here they come. Melo shooting up the three. No good. But GFG's able to get the rebound. They're big, and he throws it down. An emphatic slam that cuts this deficit.
Circle
And
to
let's see
come
how
get
they
the
respond
ball.
defensively. They need to get some
Styles.
steals. So here comes the press. And you can see them throwing the ball across the court. Here comes Tone, that big, dominant defender who
Oh
comes
my
up
goodness, Chris.
and shows that he not only does he have defense, but a little bit of offense
Yep.
too.
Heck
late here.
was wasting the clock. Let's
So
just
here
go to the
comes
10
GFG,
with the
a
boom
three.
boom. Oh,
Yeah, no good.
good.
Yes,
It's a
it was
10-point
good.
Game. Minute to go.
And that's the thing that GFG wanted to do, speed this game up so quickly, but an open, nice mid-range.
A shot that they
from the
didn't need to take,
Druckerbackers.
they hit it anyways. 71 points for the Druckerbackers. No one would have called this coming into the game, Chris.
And here's a deep three by Drake Griffin, no good, and the big Tone grabs the rebound once again, and now they can sense it with 47 seconds remaining.
Oh, baby. Chris, I think this one's in the refrigerator. The door's closed right there. Eggs, lights out, the eggs are cool, and the butter's getting hard, and the jello's jiggling, baby.
Absolutely.
It's over.
A great reference to the late and great Chick Hearn. And now a 73-59 advantage for the Druckerbackers.
The Druckerbackers got to feel great.
And here comes GFG. Drake Griffin trying to get an open shot, passes it down, but the big hands, the defense, the story of this game. Yeah, I compete, throws up a three, yes. So 73-62 with 26.8 remaining, and time is
Inbound
just
the
not
ball,
on
hold the
GFG's
clock,
side.
and you are champions, Chris.
So here comes the Druckerbackers. Let's see what they do. They get a strip from GFG. Here comes GFG pulling up for a three, passes inside. Again, Druckerbackers defense all over. You see that hand extended out, and they grab the rebound and possibly.
That is it, Chris.
Possibly the final rebound.
You are
They're
looking
gonna
at the
hold ball.
2K16 Road to the Finals champions, the
3 seconds
Druckerbackers.
remaining. They're going to hold the ball out, and the Druckerbackers have pulled it off. The Cinderella story is complete. The glass slipper fits, and it belongs to the Druckerbackers.
Holy cow, Chris. Holy cow. No one looking into this game easily. Maybe a 9 or 10 point spread for the GFG.
And the teams congratulating
Look at
each
this.
other.
It looked like they did. What is this, their 5th title? I can barely see
Unbelievable.
it.
The Druckerbackers from the PS4 side advancing across so many teams, so many games played, so many games won. They met for the first time a couple days ago, but they've been playing for a long time together.
A long time, Chris.
And
Look at
now
that. Get the pic on the phone, Styles. Get the pic on the phone. It's going on your social media forever.
This
You are a champion, sir.
is basketball immortality, Scott O'Gallagher. The first ever NBA 2K Road to the Finals championship victory goes to the Druckerbackers.
Oh my, Chris, I didn't have them getting out of the first round of the tournament.
That's right.
I really didn't. Man, hats off to them. They battled all the way through. 4-point differential. 4.
Unbelievable.
Throughout this whole tournament.
What do you think it was that they came in here in many games facing adversity, being down in the tournament, coming back? Now you see them on top and controlling the game. Was it the size difference in this game, Scott?
It was the size difference, but the guys on the perimeter really played well.
Yeah.
They just took that pressure and just dissected it.
Able to get in the paint, kind of get where they want, get the ball where they want. But also, give the guards a lot of credit. They were not only just getting into the paint, but attracting those big defenders and being able to move the ball.
Great point, Chris. They were constantly putting those bigs in 2-on-1 situations. Constantly. That just hurt GFG.
We are going to kick it down to Paul George with the champion, Druckerbackers, right now.
Hey guys, right now I'm with the winner and the captain of the Druckerbackers. You guys stuck with the game plan. It paid off. How do you feel?
I'm proud of my team. We did exactly what we said we wanted to do. Dominating the paint, that's what we did. I'm proud of my team. Thank everybody for all the support, all the way. We appreciate it. HLZDB.
Now, out of that 250, is there like an MVP that get a little extra more cut or? Nah, okay. That's what a captain's supposed to say. Well, congrats to you guys. You guys did it. Y'all came with a game plan. Y'all stuck to it. Played through the bigs. Y'all was efficient, and y'all got the win. So congrats. Time to get paid, baby. You can't run from the check.
presentation to the Druckerbockers, the victors here tonight. And now, let's bring out the championship rings that the Druckerbockers will receive. Ronnie 2K, bring them home, baby.
These rings are sick. You guys earned it. 2 million games were played, 100,000 teams qualified, so you guys have deserved this. Look how sick these things are. One at a time. Yeah.
And it spins.
I have one for all
That's
of you.
awesome.
Yeah, big fella.
Yes, sir. You got to put them on. Congratulations, guys.
So once again, the Druckerbockers, the Cinderella story of every team, come here to Los Angeles and claim the victory against the best defense in the tournament. $250,000, and they're going to be on a plane tonight over to Golden State for the Warrior game
final
tomorrow.
that they're going to get to see. That one should be epic. But like we said in the pregame show, Chris, like our man Shaq says, it was all about barbecue chicken. They went down there and the bigs just eat. They just destroyed down there on the glass. They shot at 75% for the game, Chris.
Unbelievable.
75%. That is championship level execution.
Absolutely. They controlled the pace, they controlled the glass, and more importantly, they controlled the game. So thank you so much. We have been live from Los Angeles, California. Thank you to everybody on the marketing team. Thank you to all of our development team for all their hard work. This is what NBA 2K is about. They are going to be forever in basketball immortality. Congratulations to the Druckerbockers, the NBA 2K16 Road to the Finals champions.